Wednesday, January 29th, and we will be reading Exodus 17 and 18.
Mom.
All right, you ready?
My new Bible.
You have your new Bible too. So you're not going to be coloring today.
Zip. No more.
You're following along.
Zip.
Where are we reading today? 17 and 18. Good job. You ready? You ready to read? Are you ready, Gabriel? Have you found your place? Yes?
No. We're walking up.
You ready, Matthew? 17. Water from the rock. All the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin, from place to place, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim. But there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people contended with Moses and said, "Give us water so that we may drink." And Moses said to them, "Why do you contend with me? Why do you test the Lord?" But the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, "Why is it that you have brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" Then Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, "What shall I do to this people? They are almost ready to stone me." The Lord said to Moses, "Pass over before the people and take with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand your rod with which you struck the Nile, and go. Indeed, I will stand before you there on the rock in Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and there water shall come out of it. So that the people may drink." Then Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. He called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the contending of the children of Israel, and because they tested the Lord, saying, "Is the Lord among us or not?" The Amalekites defeated. Then Amalek came and fought with Israel in Rephidim. So Moses said to Joshua, "Choose men for us and go out, fight against Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand." So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought against Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Now when Moses held up his hand, Israel prevailed, but when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hand became heavy, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hur supported his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So Joshua laid low Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Write this as a memorial in a book and rehearse it to Joshua, for I will utterly wipe out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven." Then Moses built an altar and called the name of it, "The Lord is my banner." For he said, "For the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation." Chapter 18. Jethro counsels Moses. Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. Then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, one of whom was named Gershom, for he said, "I have been a sojourner in a foreign land." And the name of the other was Eleazar, for he said, "The God of my father was my help, and he delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh." Then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife to Moses in the wilderness, where he camped at the mountain of God. And he said to Moses, "I, your father-in-law Jethro, am coming to you and your wife and her 2 sons with her." Then Moses went out to meet his father-in-law and bowed down and kissed him. and they asked each other of the other's welfare. And then they went into the tent. Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the hardships that had come on them along the way, and how the Lord delivered them. Jethro rejoiced because of all the goodness which the Lord had done for Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. Jethro said, "The Lord be blessed, who has delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who has delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the matter in which he treated the people insolently, he was above them." Then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron and all the elders of Israel came to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. On the next day, Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood around Moses from the morning until the evening. Then Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people and said, "What is this thing that you are doing for the people? Why are you sitting by yourself while all the people stand around you from morning until evening?" Then Moses said to his father-in-law, "Because the people come to me to inquire of God. When they have a dispute, it comes to me, and I judge between a man and his neighbor, and I make known the statutes of God and his laws." Moses' father-in-law said to him, What you are doing is not good. You will surely wear yourself out, both you and these people who are with you, for this thing is too heavy for you. You are not able to do it by yourself. Now listen to me. I will advise you, and may God be with you. You be a representative for the people to God, so that you may bring their disputes to God. But you shall teach them the statutes and laws, and shall show them the way in which they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, you shall choose out of all the people capable men who fear God, men of truth, hating dishonest gain, and place these men over them, to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. Let them judge the people at all times, and let it be that every difficult matter they shall bring to you, but every small matter they shall judge, so that it will be easier for you, and they will bear the burden with you. If you shall do this thing, God commands you so, then you will be able to endure, and all these people also will go to their place in peace. So Moses listened to his father-in-law and did everything that he had said. Moses chose capable men out of Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. They judged the people at all times. They brought the difficult cases to Moses, but they judged every small matter themselves. Moses sent out his father-in-law, and he went his way to his own land. And that is Exodus. Go ahead. 17.